we be quiet?
No, you have a mic, don't you?
Tonight we read The Sheikh's Reluctant Bride by Yasmin Porter.
Do we have the cover art? Because we need to confirm to our audiences that the reluctant bride is actually not the horse, but a human woman.
Shocking, but true.
And also her horse is black. I can't even remember.
That might be his horse.
Oh, okay.
He has like 1 million.
Yeah, 50 or something, right?
Yeah, he has a lot. He's a sheik. He's rich as shit. You know, what do you want? So before we delve into this fascinating story, I would just like to share with you some words about the author. And this comes from the back of the book. I'm verbatim reading this. It says, Yasmin Porter is a huge fan of chiles rellenos.
Yum.
She also likes big dogs, fancy soaps, and postcards. She probably wants to be your friend.
Of all the things in the world she could be interested in, postcards?
That's really lame.
Postcards?
Yeah, right? And Peanut Gallery agrees. Fancy.
I like fancy soap, but postcards?
She's also lame. Yeah, big dogs, totally cool. Totally cool with big dogs. I could, fancy soap if you have like company coming over. It's nice to have out to be like, look how cultured we are. Yes, this is French soap.
I use French lavender soap.
Of course you do. Yeah, postcards are stupid. Postcards, post stamps, you know,
stamp collection.
anything regarding mail. If you collect it, you're probably very uncool in my book. When I write my book, there will be no postcards. Okay, just saying.
In the book?
Anywhere. Don't send me postcards. There will be no mention of postcards.
Maybe we're bitter because we've never received postcards.
I have received postcards.
Oh, well, that's why I'm bitter.
In the past. Yeah. Also, there's another description of Yasmin Porter. Yasmin Porter is a wife, mother, and book lover. She's into bad boys and batter girls.
Ow, ow.
And you can find her and be her friend on Goodreads. Wow, does she not have any friends? Why does everything have like, be her friend? She wants to be your friend. Is she so desperately tired of her like husband and children?
Poor baby wants to be spirited away by some hot sheik in the
a
middle
green-eyed
of
sheik.
Sanar.
This
maybe
is
she's just
the
looking
first.
for new hobbies.
Subscribe to her newsletter if you want to hear about special promotions. No, thank you. Wife, mother, and romance nut likes creating unexpected pairings in her books. I don't know. I wish I had something witty to say about the unexpected pairings, but like,
I just don't get why all these authors don't have their own websites.
why don't they have pictures of themselves up? That's what I want to know. Asking the real questions.
Because
on
they
which
know
one
we'll
the
find the pictures and make fun of them.
Touche. Touche. Yeah, enough about Yasmin Porter. She's clearly not that interesting. So we read book 1 of the Green-Eyed Sheik series, which is a series of 4 books centering around each of the 4 Al-Abbas brothers finding love with foreign women.
Well, they are half French.
They are half French.
Their father married a French woman, had 4 babies.
No, their father went to university in Paris because he thought that everyone would be like, whoa, you're like from, what's the name of the country? The made-up country? Sanar.
Yeah, and there's Samara.
Samara. Yeah, there are 2 made-up countries that are like in the Middle East.
They're in the Middle
somewhere.
East.
Maybe they aren't made up and I'm just being an awful ignoramus.
I think Samara might
Can
be a
we
real
just
place.
skip that and go straight to Gone with the Wind?
Samara is a city in Iraq.
Yeah.
But
But these are
Sonar is a
these
made
are
up
countries.
Right. So they're made up countries.
They're made up. No. Sam, shut up. No. But in the books, these 2 are warring territories. They're not cities.
Is it possible for some authors to check
No.
like geography and history before they
No.
actually
She didn't want to get on anyone's
Try to
bad
write
side,
something?
so she just made it up.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, this guy, the sheik, went to school in Paris and was like, people are going to love me because I'm foreign. And then they didn't because they're French. And the French people hate foreigners.
nobody likes Frenchies.
True. They're just returning the favor. But so then he meets, no. He's failing all his classes because he's sad that he doesn't have friends. And then his tutor is this beautiful French woman, and they fall in love and get married, and then she moves back to this made-up country with him.
In the middle of the desert.
In the middle of the desert, and then they have 4 children, and then she dies in a horse racing accident in the desert. And then he marries like 3 other women.
Well, he needed a lot of help to take care of 4 boys.
Clearly.
This is the lamest story ever.
No, that's not this story. This is the backstory. This is the backstory of the main character's parents.
Ever lamer.
Yeah.
Did he graduate?
Presumably. I don't know.
Well, she's the tutor, right?
Right, yeah.
Well, does,
Okay, first of all, in the Middle East, no country speaks French. So she should put the story out there in Algeria, Morocco, or
Morocco
somewhere.
would be nice.
Yeah,
There were
Morocco would be
sheiks in
nice.
Morocco.
Wait,
You could
mean one
totally.
of those really phlegmy, like aggressive sounding languages isn't a language of love.
You
which
ever
podcast
you
are
ever
on?
tried to say something romantic in German?
Yes, it can be
oh,
beautiful.
German's very romantic.
Oh yeah. Ich liebe dich.
Oh, that's like a Bavarian German accent, though.
I know,
That's
it is.
different.
Still German.
That's true. Very true. Well, whatever. You know what? We're getting sidetracked.
You could
here.
give us a sample of some of your languages, sexy language.
Yeah,
after.
say it in Bulgarian.
Okay, in Bulgarian sounds like običam.
Običan?
So it's a Slavic language that doesn't sound like anything you guys would know. Similar in many other Slavic languages.
Yeah.
So, well, this is my favorite example ever because my Finnish roots, and I always give that how Finnish language sounds. So, in English, you say, I love you. In French, je t'aime. In German, ich liebe dich. In Finnish, minä rakastan sinua.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Oh my god. Speaking of love. This woman. Okay, so what's the main character's name?
Boring Texas.
Michelle.
Michelle.
Right. So Michelle,
I feel like this author might be older.
maybe.
Some of the things she writes about her being named Michelle.
Michelle is not a sexy name.
No.
Sorry. Sorry, Michelles who
We
may
just
be
lost
listening.
all of our Michelle viewers.
So Michelle is like this apparently dowdy Texan woman who studied medicine and then was like, I want to help the poor, like, war-torn peoples of this made-up country. So she, like, joined some sort of
Like a
Doctors-
Doctors International.
yeah, it's called Doctors International, and she sets up like this podunk medical camp in the middle of the desert. And so the book opens with her like in this disgusting tent in disgusting clothes with sand everywhere, and she's like, I haven't done my hair in ages. And then like some general comes and threatens them and is like, if you don't get the fuck out, we're gonna bomb your camp or something. So
Excuse me for a second, but did she graduate together with Dr. Queen, the healer?
Dr. Quinn, medicine woman, yes!
Yay!
Oh my god, I wish. She'd probably be more intelligent if she had. You know, hang
At
out
least
with Dr.
Dr. Queen was gorgeous.
And smart. She wasn't a doofus.
She ended up with how many children?
I don't know, like 15. It was ridiculous.
And you call that smart?
Well, but
No
she
way.
didn't have them. She adopted them out of the goodness of her heart.
Who is this?
Still,
Dr. Quinn, medicine woman? It's the only show my
this is like
babysitter
Dr.
ever
Phil.
watched. No.
It's a real doctor?
She's like this, you know, country doctor living out in the Wild West, and like it takes place in the 1800s or something like that.
Oh, okay.
was that the 80s, that show?
That show, yeah, it was an 80s show.
Yeah, so we all were in love with this.
Yeah, it was pretty
Especially
fantastic.
with her husband to be.
Yeah, he was pretty
She
hot.
was also very gorgeous, but
was.
I mean,
She
like,
looked like the Teresa Barbie, the one with brown hair.
Teresa.
Yeah, but-
I remember Teresa.
Yeah.
nowadays it's a bit like awkward. How you end up with 15 children? Doesn't matter, yours or adopted. Like,
Dude, look
you
how
should
hot,
know
wait,
better.
can we just take a minute
How much
to
the college
appreciate
cost?
how hot this man is? How gorgeous this man is. This is probably why I'm attracted to men with long hair, because I saw that at a young age.
Is that her husband?
Yeah, and in later seasons they get married. Sorry, spoiler alert. I think you're supposed to say that beforehand. Okay.
Yeah, he looks pretty good.
Whew.
Although,
Yummy.
even with my glasses, I can't see that clearly from here.
Even with your glasses. Anyway. Hey. So this woman
Drink the rest of your wine.
Okay.
So this woman is like in the middle of the desert being threatened by a general, and she's the leader of this expedition. So they have the brilliant idea. They're like, hey, aren't there a bunch of really rich sheiks who live in this area? Let's appeal to them for help to like protect us. Like, and he doesn't have to give us money or anything if he will just agree to like vocally back us, right? Then it'll be good, right? Because he's rich and the general will be scared and blah 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 blah, whatever. So they set up this meeting, and he's like 2 hours late to it, and they're like,
Oh, maybe he got stuck in the traffic in the desert in the middle
in the middle of fucking
mid-afternoon.
nowhere, yeah. So he shows up, and he's like, "Oh, who is Dr. Granger?"
Oh, he goes up to the man.
Yeah, he's
tries to
like,
shake
"Oh,
hand.
Dr.
Hi,
Granger."
Dr. Granger.
And she's like, I'm Dr. Granger. And he's like, a woman doctor? And like fucking laughs in her face. And she's furious. And she's basically like, will you help us? And he's like, let me think about it now. And then he leaves.
So her whole plan was just to find the closest warlord and be like, hey,
Yeah.
can we have some stuff?
This
Yeah.
man is
no,
very
no,
powerful.
Just verbal, just his word.
So, excuse me for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
When was that book written?
Oh, this book was very recent.
Oh, yeah.
So, somebody is getting surprised that there is a woman doctor?
Well,
Oh,
this is
they're
the
in the
Middle
Middle
East. This is a small country that's made up in the Middle East where apparently
First
they're
of
quite
all-
medieval.
was she wearing her hijab
no.
and
No.
stuff?
No,
Apparently
she's
they were, like,
disgustingly covered with sand.
Gauzy harem dresses instead of hijabs
Please
and burqas.
tell this author to go check actually how things are.
2015.
It's more
Yeah.
like
Awesome.
Aladdin.
But
Middle East.
then
Yeah.
I know it's supposed to
No,
be
none
like
of this is
science fiction,
accurate. No, it's not accurate at all.
but it's not
no,
accurate.
in the 80s, women had more power, like had more freedom than they do
because
now.
no, in the 70s in
that-
Iraq,
Yeah.
girls were wearing short skirts
Yeah,
and
no head
going to
covering.
heavy metal concerts.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Going to
so
the beach.
then Ayatollah Khomeini happened,
Mm-hmm.
and the country was forced 500 years back.
Mm-hmm.
So things are changing right now, but not that fast.
Right.
Yeah.
So whenever we discuss authors, the only thing said with my very thick Eastern European accent, ladies, please go check the background before you write a word.
Yeah, no, nobody does that. Don't
She
worry.
didn't.
But
she
you
didn't do her
should.
research.
She didn't
in
do
any
any
should.
capacity.
research. It shows.
Because
This
some
book
of
is
us happen to
riddled
know
with-
history and geography, and despite that the rest of the world thinks Americans know nothing, I will say it's not true.
Thank you. We appreciate your endorsement.
Many? No. So I appreciate you wanna write a nice love novel, but please,
There's nothing nice about this novel.
No.
nah.
We'll see.
First of all, there are 2 love novels in the history that actually worth it. Gone with the Wind, and I can't even think of a second
I
I
guess
will
one.
it's just
slap
one.
you if you say 50 Shades of Grey.
Can't fucking on. No. But no. Love novels, okay. But not all of us are desperate, jobless,
Well, I would
stay
just say
home
you're
women.
not the target demographic. Because there clearly
listen,
is a
listen,
target demographic.
I've read some very nice love novels according to Vikings or stuff.
I mean, but were they
I
love novels?
I always
or were
like
they...
to see a Viking woman like 6 feet tall beating the hell out of everybody in a battle. Which also we don't know how true that was.
Right.
So please, when you try to write a novel, check your background
Yeah.
a little
This
bit.
is great advice for all of the authors we've read.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for
Please,
sure.
do your research.
Actually, yeah.
And research the English language, first of all.
yeah,
Some
you
of
know
them
what?
are not even
You
literate.
should learn some new words.
I mean, I will just say that of the like 3 places I've heard mentioned so far, the only one that doesn't seem to be made up is Texas.
Oh my god. Right. She is from Texas. And there Paris is mentioned. Also not made up.
France is real.
Also not made up.
Probably.
But so this dude basically like pisses on their parade and then pieces out. And they're all really mad. But she gets into a shouting match with him.
Oh, right. They do fight, and he
They
calls her racist.
Yeah, he does. He's basically like, "Oh, you've come to help all of the poor, like war-torn people in our country. Like, how noble of you!" And
She
she's
has
like,
to save the poor, stupid people but they actually remind her very much of the people back home.
"In Texas,
And this is direct quote.
somehow, yes, all of these poor, starving people beset by war and famine definitely are reminiscent of the people of Texas." Got it. Yeah. So he leaves, and she's outraged, of course, but she's like, "Fuck him. We're just gonna keep doing our thing." So then, the general, who I guess is apparently some sort of militaristic dictator, from what I gathered, like does what he threatened to do and fucking invades the camp and like something. Oh, it's because they were treating soldiers.
Enemy combatants.
Yes,
they were treating whoever came to them.
Right. And it was like, sometimes it's your people, sometimes it's those people, whatever. We just treat non-discriminately. And he was really mad about that. So he hauls her ass off to fucking Turkish prison, basically. A men's prison. And like, she gets thrown in the gulag. That's Russian, sorry. You know what? I'm taking a leaf out of Yasmin Porter's book and just saying whatever I want. Yeah, so she gets thrown into a men's prison.
With
and
how many men are
like 14, 12 or 14,
men, I
something
think?
like that.
Yeah.
And they graciously offer her a corner of the ragged bed mat that's on the floor.
Yeah, there's one bed. They let her sit on it.
Yeah.
And
as
sleep
if.
on it.
And excuse me, where that happens?
In this made-up country.
In Sanar.
In the Middle East?
Yes.
Yeah.
And 14 men will offer you.
Yep. Yep. And she's terrified, but she's
darling,
determined not to show it.
Quit writing right now.
Yeah. Well, she wrote 3 more books after this, so that's
He's
unfortunate.
got 3 more brothers to write about.
Yeah, he does. He has 3 more
And
brothers.
I have one question.
No.
So I obviously I'm ruining the show tonight,
No, it's fine.
but because
But you
some-
can come sit up and get on
Yeah,
camera.
get on camera.
I don't have a makeup.
Yeah, neither do we. It's fine.
Still, I have my gorgeous Eastern European accent, so that should be enough for you, darlings. So, did she ever happen to go to the Middle East or know
No.
any of the
course not.
culture?
No, of course not.
So,
She has...
I have one simple question tonight. Why the hell we bother with all this?
With this book specifically, because
Yeah.
it's hilariously terrible.
Oh, okay.
And it's fun to make fun
I
of.
love ruining terrible things.
It is terrible. And
It
it's
is-
shocking.
And we haven't even gotten to like chapter 3 yet, so don't worry.
She was not raped in this prison.
So-
It's shocking.
So,
Wait, you haven't heard how she escapes the prison though.
Yeah, I'm curious how.
oh, somebody helped her.
Middle Eastern prison in the world.
Oh, you just wait. We'll
First
get
of all,
to it.
was she blonde?
Yes.
Yeah, she's blonde in
That
this
explains everything.
Yeah, you hear that, Ophelia?
prison. It's fake.
Like, no. Lexi,
So quick to denounce your hair
Lexi,
color.
no offense towards you.
No,
You
I
are the
get it.
most awesome blonde I've known in my life.
It's not real, so it doesn't count. It's not natural.
I was blonde once, so doesn't count either.
No.
So
Go with that.
the fake,
Guilt. We'll go
You
with
know.
guilt.
but whatever. Like, if you try to write anything, doesn't matter, like a historic novel,
Oh.
which always makes me Google whatever the fuck you write there.
Mm-hmm.
Not excuse my language,
Oh, that's
because
fine.
these words, I love it. It express everything.
Of course.
But then you try to write something. First of all, check the historical ground of all that.
Oh yeah, of
Second
course.
of all, you need to know like,
Cultures, customs.
cultures.
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Have you thought
Exactly.
about writing one?
Yeah, you should write a romance novel.
We'll read it.
We'll read
I'm
it.
very, very bad in writing.
You should tell me the story and
I'm
I'll
a
write
Gemini.
it.
I can only talk. I can tell you
that a
stories.
thing?
You
Geminis
write
can't
them
write?
down.
Yes. Are you a Gemini?
No, I'm an Aries.
Oh, that's right. I
should have
knew
known
that.
that.
I did know that. I did. Sigh. Okay. Yes, Hristina, you were right.
Okay.
Scoot over a little
you have
more.
a stool you can sit
Yeah,
on.
sit on. You can sit on the stool.
It's okay.
And the camera's up there.
Up here.
The fuck? Hi. I'm the one
Do you want to introduce yourself?
ruining the whole show.
Shush.
My name is Hristina. Born in Eastern Europe, lived in Finland, living in the States for many years. So, my only guilt, I'm very familiar with history and cultures and everything.
And
So,
romance.
I absolutely could not resist to ruin the show tonight. I love it.
We're glad that you're part
Great.
of the peanut gallery.
Great.
You should invite me more often.
Oh, we will.
Duly noted.
Absolutely.
I mean, you should actually read one of the books one time, and then we can all make fun of the book together.
My darling. Do you want me to use my very vampiric Eastern
Yes.
European voice?
Always. Is that a question? Come on.
No. Do not. But every time I see something terrible, I am very eager to ruin it.
Good.
Great.
Then
great.
that's
Perfect.
like pretty much the whole synopsis of what we do. Something
So,
terrible? Let's pick it
Were we
apart.
talking about a book? Or
Yes,
something written just on pages?
Well, you know, a book. You can call it that loosely, I suppose.
It's a novella.
It is. It's very short. Most of the things we read are pretty short.
So we are here tonight to tell everyone to not waste their time
Yes.
reading anything
Yes.
like that.
No, that's exactly what we do. We summarize so that the adoring masses don't have to waste their time.
Choicest quotes and then relationship advice.
Yes.
For, I guess the Sheikh and Texas doctor lady.
Yes, we do.
Lady doctor.
A lady
Don't
doctor.
Although-
Although,
This has an average of 4 stars from 63 reviewers.
which is
So-
terrible.
Did you mention Texas earlier?
Yes, she's
And
from
now-
Texas.
And now everything I get on my mind are those jokes about how big everything in
Everything
Texas
is bigger in Texas. Yes, she does. She does mention that at least.
Well, you could say she's a little bit.
Do you want to sit?
Do you want to slide this chair over?
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
so
an open chair and mic here.
so here we are. We're in the prison. She's like spending however many hours. She's not even sure. The worst time of her life. She's so scared. The guards come back. They drag her back into the general's waiting room. And the general's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Sheikh." That's not what he says, but that's the gist of it. He's like, "I'm sorry, I had no idea you were married to Sheikh Amir." What is it?
Amir Al-Abbas.
Al-Abbas.
Oh,
And she's
Triple A.
like, "What?" But she's smart enough
Did
not
she
to
even
say
know?
anything. No. So then he drags her out of the prison and like throws her in his SUV and is like, "You're welcome. I married you and rescued you." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Look at our marriage certificate." And she's like,
I didn't need your
si-"
signature for it. You're a woman.
Yeah, no, exactly. He's like, "Yeah, I didn't need you to sign anything because I'm the man and I'm the richest man in this area, so I just signed it for you." Ta-da!
in front of the camera, I will just make the face of your Pomeranian, like
Yeah, pretty much. And then it gets really rapey because he's like, "So you're mine now. We're gonna go home." And she's like, "What? No. I'm American and I'm a free woman. I don't have to marry you. We're not married. I didn't sign anything. Blah 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 blah." And he's like, "No.
somebody pass me my wine.
Yeah, I could use some more too, Scorch."
Scorched. Oh, do we have more wine? Because
I'm sorry, I just got the last one.
Wow.
We have beer.
We do. That's true. But yeah, so anyway, he's like...
Scorch, me and Nyx are out. If you could please get us something.
Yeah.
I mean, wait.
Beer?
Thank you. What about you?
Yeah, whatever's clever. Yeah, so she doesn't know him at all, and he's like throwing her in his car, and then he starts just like rubbing up on her, and she's like, no,
I
but-
hate
but
this. Oh, wait.
yes. Yeah.
My body's reacting differently than
Yeah,
my brain.
yep. And then they basically hump like horny teenagers in the backseat of his car.
Well, they are married.
And then
Nothing wrong with that, but still.
Oh no. And he's like, "Oh, so I rescued you, so you owe me." And she's like, "I'm sorry, I'm not interested in getting married. We don't even know each other." And he goes, this is a quote I underlined. He goes, "I'm afraid you don't understand me, love. You are married to me. I've already made you mine, legally speaking, and I intend to make you mine in every sense of the word."
That's the rapiest line in the book.
Tissues, anyone?
Yeah, right. It's a beautiful love story. My ovaries are weeping.
My dear. this is the most horrific thing
Oh yeah, absolutely.
after the Last Kiss album I've ever heard.
Oh, topical reference.
Did I miss all the Kiss albums?
I'll take a cold snap.
By the way, where is the pizza?
Oh wow, you're a mind reader.
Yep, that's Colin.
Well, it looks like pizza has arrived, but the show must go
Hey, I'll
on.
be right down.
Show always goes on.
Yes. Oh, okay. This is perfect. So she's throwing a tantrum. She's like, I will not marry you. Go fuck yourself, essentially. And he says, stop behaving like a child. Really, Michelle? I've seen actual teenagers enter marriage with more dignity and grace.
I highlighted that too.
Right?
My.
What a ridiculous, like, I'm sorry. Yeah. Mr. Flashing Green Orbs, like, maybe you're
So,
not aware of how the world works.
Excuse me for a moment,
Yeah, of course.
because I think I missed something. So she's from Texas,
Yep.
and she's doing
Medical work.
godforsaken god business there,
Right.
somewhere in the Middle East, and he's Middle Eastern,
Yep.
who is so romantic, like Shahrazada. Hi, like
I don't have anything.
Abby.
Yes.
Why do we even bother?
Because it's funny.
No,
Bad.
Something to
It's-
talk about.
horrible.
Oh, yeah. But actually, we really read these for the terrible sex scenes.
You did read this?
Yeah.
My condolences.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Thanks, Mom.
I'm gonna confess something to the listeners.
Can we switch to Lord of the Rings?
But there's no good sex in Lord of the Rings.
Uh,
I'm sorry, there's no
we
good
can make it up.
gross sex in Lord of the Rings.
There's some gross sex in this book
There's some gross sex online in Lord of the Rings fan fictions.
that you wrote.
Do you try to? Hey,
Stop fucking.
you try to? Hey, I quit sex for the next 2 weeks.
in protest of this novel.
I'm not
novel.
protesting. First of
I
all,
am.
I lied.
I have so much highlighted. I'm having trouble finding the sex scenes.
Yeah, I know. It's true.
Oh, I got
There's
to the
just
stop
too
behaving
much.
like a child. All
Yeah,
right, let's
stop
see.
behaving like a child. She goes, "Driver," she yelled, "stop the car. Stop the car, please." Amir leapt after her and yelled something in Arabic. The car never even slowed down, presumably proceeding under his orders. He wrapped his arm around Michelle's waist and tried to pull her back into her seat. "Let me go," she screamed, trying to wrest free from his grip.
Screamed?
He was so strong, which really came as no surprise to Michelle, considering his size.
Did you want to go
Oh.
back to jail or what?
Uh,
Why she wanted the car to stop?
Michelle
first of all-
panted and struggled against Amir, but the
After
more
this-
she fought, the more obscene her predicament became.
She could.
Is that what Texan girls do?
No, not at well, maybe
This one.
this one.
She couldn't stand the idea of him seeing her belly, belly,
Belly.
or her thighs. He was
Excuse
probably
me?
accustomed to girls that were as perfect as he was and half his age at that.
How
what's that,
old is
15?
she? No, he's in
Half
his
his age.
Well, he's 30 something, so maybe 17.
So she's either 13 and a half or
Oh, no,
75.
I think she's older. I think she's in her 30s.
I thought she
too,
was about
right?
30.
Yeah.
And why? So that's a female writer?
Yes.
Why she wants to create such an image for the rest of
Because-
the
Don't
you know-
womankind?
No. Because these books are targeted towards women who maybe don't have a sex life. So they're reading these books and they're like putting themselves in as the main character. They're like, I have a belly and thighs. This could be me. Maybe one day I'll find my green-eyed Sheikh.
But if you don't have a sex life, there is always a sex shop down the street.
Imagining Amir a la boss might be a little better than whatever the sex shop can offer.
I mean, have you tried the rabbit?
If that's your only opportunity, then you go with it, I guess.
Well, sometimes some women don't have like very active imagination, so they need somebody else to imagine things for them while they
And
use their fun
Can I
toys.
sing Metallica then? Die, 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 my darling.
Oh yeah.
Christina, the secret
I thought you were
is
talking about Ride the Lightning.
we all want to just be taken by a man in a limo and who doesn't even care if
Yeah,
we say yes or
Amir,
no. That's
she-
all women
I
really
don't.
want.
Hold
Take
on.
me on a Harley Davidson.
He goes, she writes, Amir, she whimpered, not sure whether she wanted to beg him to get off of her or beg him not to get off of her. Terrible. Terrible. That's not even good writing. The symmetry of that sentence is all off. Like, I'm just not about this writing style. And then he goes, just let me love you. But he growls it in her ear. It's like, hi, we met 2 days ago when you were a colossal ass, but now you want to love me forever? Like, what is happening here?
Excuse me, Abby. Listen, it's not that it doesn't happen. We pick up a random guy from a metal show and have a great night with them.
Right?
Just why they have to make all these things so complicated and stupidly sounding?
Because people are dumb.
I-
And people
But-
read dumb things.
Honestly,
This book has
I-
a 4-star rating.
I do not know so dumb people who would like to read this book. Like, we are discussing it. I'm definitely trying to look smart. Okay,
Wait, I have some fake glasses if
without
you want.
any makeup. Hi, I love
Yeah,
you.
do you want to wear my glasses? I don't.
But, okay.
She's using them as a headband.
So,
It works.
Uh,
it works.
how the fuck you create? Yes, I'm looking at you, the camera. How the fuck you want to create such a dumb image of a human being, no matter man or a woman, with such horrible things? Me dying, I can write something better. Like, I said, I can't write anything. I'm a Gemini. I fucking talk.
Well,
I can give you the idea.
You could do talk to
You write
text.
it down.
yeah, speech. Yeah, talk to text.
All right,
But cheers to everyone who has more than one brain cell. Yeah, you know, we love you.
I think I smoked my last one away. I can't cheers that one.
Yeah, don't put your beer down.
All right. I
Doesn't
found
matter.
a sex scene and
Do
I
I look very
highlighted it.
sexy with your glasses on my head?
Put it on your eyes.
Put it
I
on
don't
your
want
eyes.
to.
I don't know how to say that. They're not that strong. They're just greasy. Now you look smart. I
I
mean,
think I look better like this.
they have fingerprints on them.
So-
That's what.
Okay. Did I ruin your show tonight?
No.
No. You're making it even better. All right.
Awesome.
Do you want to
I'll try
read?
to ruin it.
Do you want to read this sex scene for
Yeah,
me?
which.
Should
here.
I puke?
Or you can
Someone
pick.
bring me something. I want to puke.
Okay. Wait, just starting from the highlighted
I
part.
highlighted because a part of that made me gag a little.
Okay.
And if you read it, you'll see.
So this is after. Wait, this is after. Oh, I know exactly what made you gag. Okay. Here we go.
Go. I'll ruin it.
No. This is. Oh, you want her to read it?
Yeah.
I'm ready. Rolling my sleeves.
Okay. Read the highlighted part.
Put the
Okay.
glasses on.
No, don't. They won't help.
I can't see shit. So Amir threw Michelle's legs up over his shoulders and buried his face in her wet curls. Did I just read
Yes.
Oh, keep
cunt
going.
or
Keep
No,
wrong?
no, it's curls, like her pubic hair.
Here or here?
Down there.
Down south.
It's 21st century. Who the hell does not need laser
She hadn't showered
nowadays?
in a long time.
Yeah, she hasn't.
She was working in the desert.
And then in a
You
men's
still
prison.
have water there, I guess.
It has a little flavor.
But curls,
Yeah.
hey,
Curls.
that sounds like 75.
She's got 80s bush.
Darling, this is a very bad quality German porn from the 70s.
Keep reading.
So she cried out, hoping to God that his household stuff wasn't in earshot. Amir moaned and lapped up her juices. I was told she was dripping honey.
That's it. That made me gag. The honey.
Oh
Why
my
is
God.
it honey?
Keep
He
going.
drew his tongue up her lips,
Pussy lips.
dipping into her
For
pussy,
clarification.
then barely passing over her clit.
That's why we read these books to make fun of that. Look how disturbed she looks.
So, first of all, ladies, if you don't have the money or not being brave enough to go do laser, please wax. If you can't bear this, please shave. No one wants to feel that right now. You know.
Oh, these
I've
fads.
spoken. I fucking. But whatever. I will keep going. Like nowadays, ladies, you have all showers and soaps and hot water
Yeah,
and
fancy
everything you
soap.
need. And the fancy soap. Is the camera right at me? Hey! Hi!
Doorbell.
Doorbell.
Pizza!
No, that was a notification on someone's phone. Oh, please, for the audience members, please mute your phones during podcast taping. Okay, thank you.
If I'm too awful for you,
No,
I don't care.
that's the spirit.
So, please, whenever I read that somebody buried their face into
their
a curls,
Mm-hmm.
it's disgusting.
It's not
For
the
men
best
and
mental
women.
image.
It goes the same for us ladies.
You saying
Guys-
for men too? You think guys should
Guys, listen up. We don't like that either.
I'm gonna have to disagree.
Yeah,
I think a guy that's shaved is
it's a little
looks-
pubescent.
it's jarring.
Like a tight butt.
Hey, 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 hey,
no.
hey, hey.
Nice trim. A nice trim is better
No.
than fucking
Just
nothing.
free for all.
No, I don't want to be
whatever,
sucking the mountain
whatever.
man's dick. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
But
Abby,
showered.
whatever. Trim it, shave it,
Trim.
but I don't want to see.
Curls.
No.
It's the curls really that make it. Like, what is this? You know, some sort of coiffure she's got.
Okay, boys.
She permed her fucking
Boys,
pubes.
what did boys like for girls?
You don't want me to get interested and start braiding your curls down there, right?
Wait, you're asking what we like?
What do boys like?
It depends on the boy.
I mean, I guess it depends. I mean, I don't like a full-on raging bush. That's just kind of fucking crazy to me.
Nobody likes that.
I'll be honest.
J.
I'll be
Okerson
honest.
does.
Clean shaven makes eating pussy so much fucking easier. I mean, I already have a fucking beard on my face, so you can
You don't want
imagine
to
when it's
Velcro,
like
like-
velcroed up and shit. Yeah.
Joey, darling, listen. After 9 sessions of laser down there,
I thought you were about to say after 9 sessions of lovemaking. I was like, whoa.
no, I mean, after that, it feels completely different because there is no trace of hair, and the skin it's great
How expensive
and
is that?
soft. So it feels
It's
different.
not bad.
So
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
how mu-
too can
how
fulfill
much
your
does that
dream of
cost?
eating a 12-year-old
did I
pussy.
cross any border right now?
Hey,
What?
There's no
hey,
borders
you
here.
know
Yeah,
what?
no borders here.
Maybe if more
Awesome.
women shave their pussies, there wouldn't be pedophiles. Sorry, this is the STC podcast. This is
No,
not the
you
STC
need
podcast.
to. Okay, Scorch,
No,
put
no,
the
no,
mic
no,
down.
no, 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 no.
Sorry, I'm breaking up.
You're a
I was
fucking
grossed
loser.
out when it first grew, so I started shaving it, and I haven't stopped shaving since then. Sorry.
Why are you sorry?
I'm not
Don't
sorry.
be sorry about that.
I thought you were breaking
Can I
up.
gift you a laser for your birthday?
Yes, please. April 16th.
Awesome.
She's an Aries, remember?
Because it feels
Hey,
different.
sometimes you can find
but
Groupon
whatever.
deals.
I think we got distracted.
We did. So let's get back to the
That's
story.
fine.
By the way,
Yes.
it's the best distraction.
Well, yeah, of course.
What?
It's the best distraction. Who doesn't want to talk about things
Pubic
like
hair?
that?
Pubic hair. Hey, it's
I
better than
don't
talking about
no,
pubic
I don't want
lice.
to
Oh.
think or see that.
Pubic- I didn't hear that.
But I mean,
Ophelia
We're
doesn't like
tackling the
pubic
hard-hitting
lice.
issues on this podcast. No other podcast is going here when it comes to love.
Scorch. Zip it, please.
Excuse me. Did I get
Okay.
that on? Did
I
you
will.
have
I will
do you
try
have
to look
headphones
very.
on?
Studios.
Excuse me.
Okay, So we had a little sex
They look
scene
good.
interlude. But before that, he takes her back to his mansion and she showers, and it's like an orgasmic shower because she's disgusting. And then he's like, I'm gonna like, oh wait, she has a weird interaction with a servant.
Oh, Azra or something? The
Yeah,
little girl?
the little girl.
small child
Right.
servant girl?
Yeah, who she's like, oh, you're a servant, but you should come share my meal with me because I'm American and I poop on other cultures because I don't understand them. And so the little girl's like eating with her.
So
and
it's okay for a 9-year-old girl to be a servant in
She was
another
proud
culture.
of it. She was proud of it. She was like, my family has served the Sheiks for 4 generations or whatever it was. I'm just saying. Look, that little girl serving in a Sheik's palace is better off than working in a rug factory. That's
Especially
all.
this Sheik, because this Sheik's pretty decent to women. So
He is. He's
Yeah.
like a very
besides being mildly rapey,
mildly rapey.
she liked it.
Okay.
It's not his fault.
It's not going to try to dissect that right now. The point is, remember how you were asking about how much research this woman did before writing a Middle Eastern book? None whatsoever. Because instead of
I
wearing
know.
like traditional, what? Oh, sorry. Before but instead of wearing the traditional garb of most Middle Eastern women, apparently they wear like filmy, gauzy, see-through, nothing robes.
It's Aladdin world.
It is Aladdin world. It's a Agrabah. They're actually in Agrabah.
This is the one thing that women serving in a harem would wear.
Right.
But that happened like over 500 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, no man could ever lay an eye on these women.
Weird.
Because that means
Well, only
immediate
eunuchs.
death.
Yeah, only eunuchs could serve as guards because they were unmanned.
Exactly.
We might read a
But
reverse harem.
still, according to
We
history,
need, oh my god, we do need to get one of those.
not all eunuchs were chopped off.
Well, it depends on what they mean by eunuch. Did they mean
might
just the
be-
balls, or did they mean literally everything?
Still, some of them still could do the job.
I mean, you don't
Do you have
need
experience
you
with
don't need
eunuchs?
testicles
No.
to get hard.
But I know history.
When the development.
Right. Exactly. As Sam pointed out, it depends on when in the puberty development.
So if you're castrated before puberty,
Then you
then
will
you
not
are
be able
not
to get
able
hard.
to get hard.
Right, because
I
your
did not
body
know
never
that.
produced the testosterone.
Okay.
But afterwards, then you still can get hard, but you just don't shoot anything.
You shoot nothing.
You shoot nothing. You just have dry orgasms for the rest of your life. Doesn't that sound awful?
well,
that sounds
being
like the
castrated
worst.
sounds awful.
Okay,
Do they
moving
at
right
least put
along.
him on ice just in case?
So he's like, "Hey, stop gossiping with me, but about me with my servants. I'm gonna take you on a tour." And then she's like, "Oh my God, you have horses!" And he's like, "Yes, my mother loved breeding racehorses, and now that's what I do." And so he has like 50 fucking horses, and then he's like, "Oh, I have a surprise for you. Here's your very own horse." And she's like, "Oh my God, yay!" So then immediately she starts hatching a plan to escape from his clutches. So the next morning, they oh wait, no. First they go out riding together, and they're at like some little oasis somewhere, and he's like stripping his clothes off, and she's like, "No, don't get naked." And he's like, "No, you have to get naked." And instead she slaps his horse on the butt so it runs home, and then just rides off, leaving him naked in an oasis in the middle of the desert. And then she's like, "Oh, I feel bad." So then she like goes and finds somebody who turns out to be one of his father's other wives,
his auntie.
his auntie, and is like, "Amir is in trouble in the desert. Somebody should go get him." And so somebody does go get him, and she meets one of the other aunties, and they're having like candy dates and fucking, I don't know.
I'm
rice.
just divided right now. Do I want to light my cigarette or light the whole world on fire?
Well, if we got you a copy of this book, you could light that on fire.
I would commit suicide right away.
But then, and so then when he comes back from being lost in the desert, that's when he basically just throws her over his shoulder.
How the fuck he get lost in the desert?
Because she chased his horse
She
away.
abandoned him
Oh my
at the
god!
oasis.
And it's his home.
I don't know. Ask Moses.
I don't think he's Jewish. Just saying.
Yeah, but didn't he get lost for 40 years in a desert? I mean,
They were
Well,
not
don't they get-
lost.
it's possible. It's
They were
possible
super
to get
lost.
lost in a desert.
Aren't they at a church?
They were just
Especially with
wandering
God
and
in the story.
They
don't
were
think he's-
looking actually for the only land that does not have oil.
They were looking for any land that manna did not fall from the sky because they were fucking sick of it. Anyway, so Amir comes back from being, quote, lost in the desert. And
Okay.
he like throws her over his shoulder, and his aunties are like, "Hey, put her down." And he's like, "Fuck you. This woman just stranded me in the desert." And that's when he throws her on the bed and fucks her.
Oh, when he literally picks her up
yeah.
in front of the aunties. And
Yep. And that's the scene that
wait,
we
wait,
just
wait,
read.
Did they join?
Plot hole already.
Hey,
Wives.
No.
did the aunties
Ugh.
join?
No way.
How are his aunties talking back to him? If this is a culture where they're just very like, hey, we're
He-
gonna treat women like
They were
objects.
supposed
He's
to be in the
half
They're
harem.
his stepmothers.
He's half French.
Anyways,
Right, but
they
when
were
they s-
supposed to be in the harem.
Oh, but his father's dead.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, is the father dead?
Yeah, so
I didn't know they actually
women
said that.
women should be
Oh, I just
separated
assumed
and
it.
not talk to any man.
Yeah, so he'd
Well,
be
no,
even
but
more
see,
in
we're
charge.
we're
Scorch.
picking and choosing which elements we want there to be in the
Okay.
story.
Scorch,
That's what I'm
listen.
saying.
Which exactly way you want me to like hit my forehead in the table?
So,
Preferably
his
where
father
there's
married
not
a
glass.
French woman, a European woman. She died. Then he married
You're
three
gonna
other
break her
women.
glasses.
Oh, okay.
So the son was
But
born
the son's
of a.
now essentially
he's
the
a
head
half
honcho.
Europe.
He's half
Yes,
European,
but he's
though.
half European.
So he was raised
he's a
with-
little more cultured.
Oh, so he wasn't raised.
He's a
full,
little
like-
more first world than the
Yeah,
rest
so
of us.
his
Guys,
father didn't take
guys.
multiple... Oh, yes.
Gotcha.
I got a headache.
Well, these genealogies are very confusing.
Yeah, right.
That's why he has green eyes.
Yeah, because he's half European. Oh my
Doesn't she
God,
know that
Ophelia.
green eyes actually only like 1 to 3% of the world population have?
My dad has green eyes.
It's the least common.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know, I didn't get them. It's so
You-
depressing.
Eastern European genes are super strong.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, as I am Eastern European, with my dark hair and hazel eyes,
I have hazel
if I
too.
mix with anyone, my genes will take over.
Unless you mix with a Native American. Because their genes are also strong as fuck.
But then we will have black hair, black eyes.
Yes, black hair, black eyes.
With anyone else, even if I match with a ginger,
Well,
we will
red
still
hair
have...
is still like super recessive. So
It is.
You probably wouldn't have.
No.
You'd probably
we
have to
still
try
will have
until
dark
you had
hair,
15
dark
children
eyes.
to get a ginger.
Yeah.
Dr.
Green
Quinn?
eyes, green eyes is the rarest thing in
Oh,
this
actually-
world.
Hazel's pretty rare because it's a mutation.
There's a
Look at me.
ginger ginger
see her.
protagonist in the next
have
book in
hazel.
the series. Okay, Ophelia.
Exactly like yours.
Yeah. Yeah, your color is close.
Yeah. Well,
But ours is
Nah.
the third rarest. I mean, third
what?
in line.
So what is the
It's
line of rare?
brown, blue, hazel.
Okay.
Oh, you're
girls,
talking
girls,
about
girls.
most common.
Right. yeah.
Yours is the third most common.
An
Out of
hour,
4,
An
yes.
hour later, can I get your attention? Please?
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Excuse me.
Do you hear something?
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Stop burping. It's not
Are we-
ladylike.
I didn't do it into the mic that time.
Yes.
Are we here to mock something that any of my classmates' grandchildren would write as a novel?
Yes.
Awesome.
Right. So he
Okay,
throws her
now
over
we
his
can-
shoulder
we
and
can
fucks
continue.
her. Okay.
But first of all, girls, why we bother with all that?
With what?
Wait, hold on.
Can
I
we
just want to
present?
say.
Can we present? Okay, I'm waving those glasses.
It's the universal
Actually,
sign
my
of needing
IQ
attention.
Is 162. So I'm
That's why the
way
glasses are
above
up here.
average. Don't
Okay, if
mind
you don't
me.
need them, I'll take them.
It's okay. I love them. Don't mind me. I'm on a bottle of wine.
You have to talk into the mic though, or
And
the
I'm a
lovely
very smart
viewers.
ass Eastern European, which makes me best of all. But still, shouldn't we just discuss something that's actually worth it?
No, that's for other
There's
podcasts.
not as much to talk about when it's actually good.
Yeah, when it's actually good, we're like, here's the story. It was a good story. I enjoyed it. I don't know what to talk
It's just
about.
awkward when it's good because then we're just sitting here all quietly turned on. We're like, oh wow, this is actually really fucking good.
In this case, you have three females against you. So, Joey, I love you, but
His name's Scorch. call him Scorch.
Hey,
Well,
guess
fuck it
what?
ever.
Guess
This
what,
is
Ophelia? Ophelia, do you know how many times she used the word curls in the book? 5 times.
okay. I just have one simple question.
Yes.
Who the hell released that book? And who the fuck
Amazon.
No.
reads it?
It's self-published, and at least 62 people read it and gave it an average of 4 stars.
Okay, we're going to read some
Yes,
of these
I'm
reviews.
gonna read.
I want to read the 5-star review that pops up first.
Okay, I want to read the 2-star review because it's amazing.
My IQ will go negative, so I'm not willing to read any of it.
What is the second star for?
Hold on. Wait, do you want to give him the microphone if he has a comment
Your
about it?
glasses are amazing.
Oh,
They
thank
make
you.
me feel so smart.
You don't even have them on your eyes.
Okay. Are you ready? Go. You're coughing. I'm
More
gonna go.
fun?
All right. DR 5-star review here. A fun and romantic chic romance. I loved it. This is from 2015.
Can you picture me right now?
It is such a fun and romantic chic romance.
She wants you to take a picture of her.
she's reading. Picture me right now.
I loved it. The lady was feisty, usually too feisty. She gets herself in a lot of serious trouble.
And almost raped. Sorry.
The Sheikh is gorgeous and very alpha with a capital A and rescues her. He finally spanks her to make sure she understands not to risk her life anymore, but she ends up liking it. At first, the hero blows cold, then hot, then cold, then hot, hot, hot. He is remarkably understanding about her running away, though.
Twice.
I like that lady. I like that the lady was a doctor dedicated to helping people in a neighboring country. She isn't self-confident in her looks, but he sure likes them. Maybe he should have told her earlier that he was attracted to her, but he was angry after rescuing her the first time. The misunderstandings between them seemed realistic.
No, they didn't.
Her reactions made sense. She was only TSTL once, and I can really excuse that she was already in a bit of trouble. TSTL, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
Two
either.
people found it helpful.
Can I cut you off?
Go ahead.
Joey, can I have a picture of me, please? Banging my forehead in the front of the microphone. With the glasses on.
With the glasses on. I have to say that I
Like
found
ritually killing myself. You torture the beautiful English language. So please
curls.
get away. Go into the woods. You're from Texas, girl? Fine. Take your gun with you. Go into the wild and shoot yourself right fucking away.
Are you talking about Yasmin or
Whoever
Michelle?
wrote this,
Yasmin. Yasmin's a
I
much
don't
sexier
care.
name than Michelle.
Oh my
The
god,
writer?
absolutely.
the main character, please shoot yourselves right now.
Okay, here, listen. This
If
is
not, I'll help you.
this is an amazing 2-star review.
Probably frowned on in Harry.
And after this, we're gonna I just received communication from a source that shall go unnamed. TSTL is too stupid to live.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, TSTL means too stupid to live. Yeah.
Who is too stupid?
The main character.
But only a couple times.
Okay, so I'm gonna read this 2-star review, and then we're gonna wrap with an announcement of the book we're reading next week. But this person, Astrope, rated it 2 stars, and they said this. And I've read this review before, and I have to say I typically I agree with most of what they're saying. So I liked the beginning. I thought it was a good setup for things, and I was curious how it would play out. The first 1 to 2 chapters I enjoyed. I got disappointed in the middle and end, though, and here's why. Number 1, the sex scenes / lack of relationship development. More detail was given to sex than their budding relationship. The beginning read like a romance book, but the sex more erotica, which is on its own I don't have a problem with. I read erotica. It's just the tone of the scenes didn't really match the earlier parts of the book, so they seemed out of place.
I'm just trying not to burp. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. There were 2 major sex scenes, but very little in the relationship department. So by the time they're professing I love yous, it seemed very weird. Major insta-love.
By the way, where is our pizza?
Speaking of I love you, pizza.
Exactly.
They hardly spoke to each other, and most of the time she was thinking of fleeing him, and even did. When you look at it, they had the talk about his father and his aunts, but that's about it. They never really went deeper than that. So while there was sex, the romance to hold it together and make the HEA believable wasn't really there for me. I didn't believe they loved each other that quickly without knowing each other and after spending so little time together. I suppose if the book was maybe 30 to 50 pages longer, this might have been fleshed out a bit more. And there'd be a bit more time to hint at more than just their lust for each other. Also, the ending was very rushed, and the HEA seemed a bit, I don't know, cliche. If there was a bit more shown of their relationship other than sex, I might have overlooked it, but as it was, the last half left me disappointed, and I saw it as a lost opportunity. Point 2, really quickly. TSTL heroin.
That's nothing to say.
Yes, too stupid to live heroin. She's a doctor. She's been working in a war-torn Middle Eastern country. Surely she has some sense of self-preservation or survival skills, but no. She trusts strange men who she can't understand, as she doesn't even know Arabic, that lead her into a dangerous situation, not only for her, but for others as well. She just sees this guy on the mountain, thinks, yeah, this is a good idea, I'll follow him, and then proceeds to get kidnapped and her ass kicked. How stupid is she? I mean, really, she came off as stupid, naive, and reckless.
First of all,
Yes.
who would ever think that white night stands? It's a stupid idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is nothing bad about sex because sex.
Right.
What?
But
So-
I missed half. What? A white night? Is that what you said?
One night.
no, one night stands.
Oh, one night stand. Okay, I thought you said a white night.
But then, why the fuck you have to fly all the way to the Middle East and spend thousands of dollars?
Well, she probably didn't have to spend the money because she went with Doctors
Doctors
International.
International.
Still.
She was with like a program that probably flew her over there. But if
But-
you're gonna work in a war-torn Middle Eastern country, fucking learn Arabic
Right.
before you go.
First of all, every single person I know that goes
Right.
and does charity for the Middle East does not do stupid things.
Do they speak Arabic?
Because but these people go there really to help. And then I do not know any single story of someone going there and involving themselves in shit like that.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
You don't know
yes,
anyone that.
I know women really serving in the army in the Middle East.
But they probably
Yeah, but
also
what
know
if-
Krav
But
Maga.
they are there to do their job.
Right.
What if they met a sexy Sheikh? Things might change. This doctor changed.
Yeah, she became even more vapid and uninteresting.
So, first of all, let's say,
Just grab it. Just fucking grab it.
let's say a woman doctor goes to the Middle East, falls in love. Okay, I can get it. But
With her
then-
kidnapper. Stockholm Syndrome Part 2.
You just got it. Straight from my mouth. But then, girls, do you even know any fucking thing about Middle Eastern culture?
Survey says
Anything.
no.
Anything?
Probably not. I mean, I would think that anyone moving over there with the intention of doing good in that society probably would do their research. However, Yasmin Porter is not that person.
Trust me, all of you. Am I looking at the right camera?
Yes. There's only one camera over there.
Trust me, all of you romantic ladies.
And men.
There is
that
nothing romantic.
I'm going to slap you if you do that again.
I can't help it.
about
I'm
all
having
this.
beer.
You can turn your head away and do it discreetly in a ladylike fashion.
Okay. Honestly,
She likes it.
I
She
can,
doesn't live here.
I can sell you for 100 camels. There.
Oh.
100?
100?
She doesn't have blue eyes.
Are you kidding?
She
She's
only
blonde.
has.
Anyone
It's
can
it's
dye
gonna
it.
grow out though.
You might get 1.5 camels for that one.
No. Ophelia would fetch probably 7 camels.
My eye color's even rarer than blue.
So you'd have to cut the tongue out.
For
Because
me,
I have attitude.
No. But you have dark eyes. It's not the color. It's the
Oh, the
lightness of
yeah,
it.
mine are dark.
When
but
we
they're
were in
not
Egypt, my
brown.
father got marriage proposals from other men because of his
Uh-oh.
green eyes.
for me,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
you will get only one answer. We will give you 100 camels. Just get her out of here.
I think that's a really good place to end the discussion of the book because we have a couple of plugs and we also
Where is the
want
pizza,
to
Joey?
introduce.
It's in the oven.
Bring here.
We're gonna introduce the book we're reading next week. Do you want to
Wait,
do
do
that?
we know what it is?
Yes, you posted it in the chat.
Oh, it's that one. Okay.
Can
So-
I
The gods
join?
give me strength. If you read the book,
All right, I
absolutely.
prefer again.
I don't need to read the book because.
No, but you do just listen. Listen to what book we're reading.
Oh, I will.
Okay, ready?
Uh,
Ready?
Almost, I
Ophelia?
have to find it.
Ophelia. Oh,
I'll-
there go
I'll
your
take those.
glasses.
So, next week on Between the Covers podcast, join Ophelia and Nix as they read another amazing romance written by some amazing literate people called Enslaved, the Orc Captive, Part 1, by Azure Lovely, and one more, S.L. Ramsey, her husband. And he's a nice, balding, skinny boy, and looks like
He
she's
looks
got
like
crazy
Moby.
eyes.
Guys, he looks like Moby.
I don't know what Moby looks like, but he must look like
Who's
this
Moby?
guy.
He's an electronic artist from
Oh,
the 90s and early
yes, yes,
2000s
yes.
I'll take these.
with glasses
I need
and
them.
bald.
Go before I destroy them.
He's been
All right.
bald. That's kind of his look.
She's erotic sci-fi and fantasy and contemporary erotic romance. All right. So, Enslaved, the Orc Captive. Part 1.
I hope it's a night elf.
And I will be very, very super happy to
all
ruin the
greased up.
entire show for you next week.
We will, you know what? I have the perfect
Mwah.
vampire romance for us to read together. So don't worry. I'll send it to you. It's very short. I think you'll like it.
I will.
Maybe.
Our song is Vampire Romance.
It
Part 1
is, yes.
by Protect.
Should I speak again with my most vampiric accent?
You can, and you can
My
read quotes from the
loves.
book in your sexy accent. Read quotes, highlight.
And then look
And-
disgusted afterward. That was my favorite part. I'm a sadist. What, can
What
I
we
say?
do after that is only of our business, my darling.
Oops, I forgot to turn their cameras off.
I don't
Just
care.
boost our views, you know. All right, so our plugs, as always, you can follow us. Banners above our heads on the screen have our individual accounts on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook at Between the Covers Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Between the Covers Podcast. We're also on Twitter at between_covers. We have an email address, which is betweenthecoverspodcast@gmail.com. We promise we'll someday get a Patreon going so you can give us money because that's what we really want. We will have merch coming very soon this year. I'm excited I can say that now. But keep your eyes peeled. We'll be posting about it.
Actually, we're going to get a Patreon so you can help us with an upfront investment on some of the merch because we have designs ready, but we just need to actually produce it. So if we have people interested, we'll get the proper sizes. Colors, things.
Yeah, absolutely. What she said. She's the
And-
labor. I'm just the voice. You know?
And if you did not like me and my smartass, just say a word.
Just post.
And if
we'll
you
It's
be
not
sure
that
to
I even
downvote it.
care. I will keep ruining your night. I love you.
So be sure to join us. We go live Friday nights at 8 o'clock. And until next week when we read about the orc captive. Thanks for joining us. Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also supposed to let you guys know that there's a new network on the scene, and it's pretty cool. It's called the Bastard Network, and you can find awesome shows like The Bastard Sermon, Between the Covers, the STC podcast, Tree Talk, coming soon. Maybe, I don't know. What else?
What's the other one?
We're gonna be rolling some out in the new year.
There you go.
We should
What's
have all the
Scorch said?
social media and everything should be up in the next week. And we got a lot more information.
I'm really mad that you ruined my cute, like, Asian peace out moment.
Well, you also didn't mention the sponsors. So don't need to do that.
Are we doing a kawaii piece out?
Yeah, we're doing that. But after I mention
See what I gotta work with,
the
everyone.
sponsors, Havoc Mead, awesome mead. You should totally buy it. It's available in Vermont and Massachusetts and soon Maine.
It is in Maine.
It's in Maine now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was totally Maine. Don't worry. Yes, Havoc Mead is the best mead, so you should drink it. And it comes
Say that
in
on
cans.
the can. Havoc mead is the best mead, and you should drink it.
No, it doesn't.
Skull.
Skull.
Oh yeah, we are doing kawaii. Oh, I missed it.
Why?
Second